Hey guys, Zeta here, and today is a review of the Marvel Legends Iron Man Mark 85 from the Marvel Studios subline. And this is the armor that he wore in Avengers Endgame, which is the most comic accurate Iron Man has looked in the movies. This would probably be my second favorite armor, behind the modular armor from the 90s. Like, if Iron Man ever comes back during Secret Wars, or in the post-credits scene of Avengers 5, I would love for him to wear the modular armor. That'd be neat. Like, imagine that in live action. That'd be cool. But you got the box here. Nice blue and yellow Marvel Studios style box. You have Marvel Legends up here. Marvel Studios logo, Iron Man Mark 85. You got you see they're bringing back window boxes, so that's cool. You got a wraparound image of Iron Man, Marvel Legends there. Same image there, Marvel Legends. Stuff on the bottom, Marvel Studios up top. You got another render of him there, which is like glossy compared to the rest of the box. You got a little bio there, so if you want to read that, you can pause the video. So that's all there is for the box. So, and let's open this up and see how it looks, and head over to the table. Okay, so now we're here at the table with the figure, and it looks really good. Almost like I'm holding the actual CGI model for the suit. Although, the figure, I'm going to say, like, there's a small little speck right there. It doesn't really detract any points for me because I still enjoy this figure. In person, like, the red looks the appropriate shade, because bringing in the Mark 50 from Infinity War, the red definitely looks much darker than the Mark 50 does, at least in person. Because with this, the color looks like it hopped right out of the movie. And the way the face, the helmet, is built or put together, this is much better than whatever this was. And from my experience, it doesn't look like there's any blue highlights in the eyes or the arc reactor at all. But I will say, this is probably my second favorite suit, with my first favorite being the modular armor from the 90s. So there's that. And also, this is one of those figures that still use the pins. This is probably one of the last figures that use the pins, because going forward, Marvel or Hasbro began using pinless joints for their newer Marvel Legends. Like, essentially doing what Toy Biz did with elbows and knees, just doing pinless joints there. Yeah, overall, painting and sculpting, it's really nice. And obviously, because this figure is a repackage, this originally came out, I think, either on its own or in the 2-pack that had Thanos in it, because I know this figure, the 2-pack version, had some battle damage, and the the Nano Gauntlet hand, where he had the Infinity Stones and a Tony Stark head. So there's that. Overall, I really like the look of this figure. It's very nice, very, very comic accurate. This is probably the most comic accurate MCU Iron Man suit that he's ever had. Other than the Mark 47 from Spider-Man Homecoming, and that was based off the Ultimate suit. For accessories, he has his open hands right here and 4 effect parts, which really cool for a Legends Iron Man figure. What you would do is you pop the hands out, place them with this hand, and because he doesn't have like those panels on his hand, he can lift his hand up easily. And you just plug in one of the effect parts here. Now it looks like he's firing a repulsor blast. One problem, though, that I've noticed with these kinds of hands is they don't really plug in all the way, and that could be concerning because they could be a loose fit like that. Just to plug that fist back in. You can also plug in these effect parts in the boots, and they plug in a lot better here than on the hands, because at least the holes are deep enough so you can pop the figure onto a stand or a base. You can have him put in a flying pose too. Going into articulation, you can't look down that far. He can only look down that much, but he can look up a good amount. It's on a ball joint and a disc hinge, so you can look all the way around too. Arms can do a full 360 here. They can move out this far. You get a bicep swivel here. You get a double bend at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. Up and down at the wrist. You get a diaphragm joint, which goes all over the place. Twist around. Arch back this far for flying poses. I had to pause the camera real quick so I could sneeze. But he can arch back this far, crunch forward this far. He gets from side to side this way. He can twist all the way around. But that's obviously going to break up the sculpt. Leg moves forward this far, back that far, which this is kind of disappointing. You would expect him to move his leg up further. And this is one of those figures that doesn't have those drop-down hips. Leg moves out this far. You get a thigh swivel here. You get a double bend at the knee. Not really much upward movement at the ankle. You get some downward movement. And you get a pivot there. Overall, I really do enjoy this figure. It's very, very nice, very solid. And this figure feels very, very hefty, very chunky. Like it feels more solid than I guess the Mark 50 does. And just again, the size comparisons real quick. Here he is again with the Mark 50. Being an MCU Iron Man, he's obviously going to be in scale. Here's the comic verse Extremis armor. Here he is with Spider-Man in his final swing suit. If we don't see Iron Man return in Secret Wars, I'm going to be pissed, because these two look great together. Especially since these are a couple of the most comic-accurate MCU suits. Here he is compared to a Toy Biz era Legends-style figure. This figure might as well be considered a Marvel Legends. The Spider-Man Classics, because of the posability and the 6-inch scale. Moving into some other lines, here we have the DC Universe Classics Wonder Woman. Just to get a sense of scale because DC Universe Classics was more of a 6-inch scale. Black Series Darth Vader from the Kenobi series. DC Multiverse 80 Years Batman from Mattel. One of my previous reviews, the Revoltech Evangelion Unit 2. The rebuild version. And spoiler for the next review, the Lego Venom Street Bike here. So that's it for this review of the Marvel Legends Iron Man Mark 85. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can join my Discord and follow my socials. The links to those in the description. And this has been Zeta. Have a good rest of the day.